Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Callie Rosella, and this is Spotlight on the Arts. With me is, of course, my partner in crime, Bill Moran. Maybe I shouldn't say crime since we just had Sheriff Reynolds on, but
Quick driving distance. So.
That's true. He could turn around really quick. My guest this morning, or this afternoon, I should say, is the very beautiful Georgia Fox Hatfield, who is the owner of Fox Gallery in Lake Station. And first, we're going to talk about your 8th festival in 4 years.
I know.
The Art and Music Festival, which is coming up this Saturday, the 22nd, from noon to 6. And let's talk about that a little bit.
Absolutely excited to.
Tell us about that. What's
All
going
right.
to be happening?
Well, since we started the Fox Gallery, we kind of wanted to do something that was cultured and family friendly. So we developed into the Fall Art and Music Festival. A couple of our other festivals were in summer, which was way too hot. But we wanted to focus on local artists, local musicians, live music all day, a free, positive, family-friendly event, and have it in Lake Station because we're on the border, Lake Station, New Chicago, Indiana.
Okay.
So there's not a lot of events and festivals that happen as much in our area. So we wanted to promote more of that and kind of grow the arts within our area in a grassroots kind of way. So it's pretty miraculous we're about to enter our 4th year and that this is our 8th festival.
I think that's terrific.
Yeah.
Now, if people come out for this, what can they expect to see when they're there?
Every hour on the hour is different live musical acts, from individual musicians to bands or musical artists with a group of their friends, collective people coming in and out, blending different music and sounds. We have it's like a backyard barbecue. It makes you feel like you're in your own backyard having a nice party, very family friendly. We've got face painting, we've got a chess tournament, we've got a cornhole tournament. So there's going to be fun activities, a yoga demonstration. A lot of what the Fox Gallery wants to represent is healthier lifestyle activities, positive cultural events like the live art music festivals, and other local artists can also, put out some of their work for people to see. If they want to buy it, that's wonderful. If they want to talk to the artists and meet them, sort of get a, peek into the mind of the artist, it's definitely a nice opportunity for that to happen. And it's all done in a real positive, family-friendly environment. So
wonderful. And it's free to anybody who wants to come out and see it?
Completely free.
That's wonderful. You can't beat the price for that, for sure. And the location is 2901 DeKalb Street in Lake Station?
It is, and actually we're in a unique spot because if you see our property, there's a big white building with a warehouse behind it. Our back patio in our backyard, it's about a 3-acre property. So we literally have a very huge property to deal with, so people can pull in and park in the backyard in the grass, come and go as they please. They can kind of come in and get tours of the gallery as well. They can bring food to barbecue and grill. It's very much a low-key event, but it's for the community, and it's all local artists. All our musicians are local to the region. So
I think that's phenomenal.
It is.
That's great.
It is.
Now tell us a little bit about you, the owner of this Fox Gallery in Lake Station. I mean, how did you come to this point in your life? Where did you come from? How did you get here?
I know,
Tell us a
right?
little bit about that.
I grew up in the region. I was born in Chicago, and I grew up in Northwest Indiana from 10 on. I'm 52 years old. So I came about 4 years ago to this site after one of the worst years of my life. My mom had lung cancer. She passed away. I took care of her. But my mom and dad were both artists, and my dad was a musician. I came into this location, and as soon as I saw the gallery, I said, this is an art gallery. And the amazing thing is my landlord, and he's a close family friend to me now, Carl, actually always dreamed of having a gallery. He's disabled, he's in a wheelchair, 76, had always dreamed of having a gallery in this space. And we are literally a half a block from Deep River. So we've got a beautiful wooded sort of yard, and we have all this space, and I kind of was given carte blanche that, nothing was a no. Like, I want to do an art gallery. I want to paint all these wild colors. I want to have art and music. Okay, sure. So eventually, I'd like to have, more art-related events. I'd like to have a sculpture garden and just keep growing the gallery. In the last couple months we've incorporated as a nonprofit, and we are raising funds as we speak so that we can pay the money for the 501c3 status. It opens the door because then we can offer a lot more to the community. It's very disadvantaged in my area, but there's no reason to not have the arts everywhere in Northwest Indiana. And I have a bachelor's degree in fine arts and a master's degree. I've grown up in this region, and I was blessed to have access to arts. And what I see in the 10 years that I taught through nonprofits is that it's quickly drying up. Areas like East Chicago, Gary, Hammond, there's a lot of areas, Lake Station, New Chicago, there's a lot of areas where it's just not happening. And they don't have the access to seeing theater, live music, creating art, learning about art. And children from young as 2 years old to seniors in their 80s, everybody benefits from the arts.
Absolutely.
So, we want to be a venue that's a safe, creative environment. And what I've been blessed with in the 4 years that we've been doing this is that I've met so many phenomenal musicians, from people like indie rocker Natalie Gaza, who just performed over here at the Front Porch Music and will be there November 16th. She's phenomenal. She tours around the country. She's amazing. And not everybody knows about her.
Right.
And then you have lots of fine artists like Kara Dokapul, Barb Kroc. Barb Kroc lives in the LaPorte area, and she's been an artist for 30 plus years, and she's phenomenal. And not everybody knows who these artists are. So we're a format where people can come and meet me, and their art can be on my wall that day. And it's, as myself as an artist, I rarely get the opportunity to just put my art up on the wall.
Right.
It just doesn't happen. So it's a blessing that we're there, that we're here, that we're still running, and we're grateful for the support of the local community, and it's all growing. And shows like yours enable people that aren't aware of Fox Gallery or where we're at, that we exist. Because on a budget of next to nothing, I can't often advertise everywhere. So if I'm in the paper or if I'm on the radio, then people learn where we're at.
Absolutely. So tell people exactly where you are located. I know we just said it, but tell them where you're located, what your hours are, how they can come there, what kind of things that you offer to the community.
Absolutely. We're at 2901 DeKalb Street, Lake Station, which is basically 2 blocks of Central Avenue. We are the second exit off of 8094. The Central Avenue exit is exit 13, or if you're coming from the Valpo area, it's the Ripley exit. And you just follow Central Avenue to DeKalb, and we are 2 blocks south of Central Avenue. We literally take up the entire corner between 29th Street and Fairview Avenue. That's our property. And our hours, we usually are open Monday through Friday, 10 to 5. Over the summer, I've had to take freelance work, so we haven't been open consistently there. But starting October, we're opening up our yoga class again, Thursdays at 6:30, by donation only. So if you even have $1 or nothing, you can come take a yoga class. We have our open mic jam night every Friday, family friendly, 7 to 11. And that's a great environment where you can hear all genres of music, spoken word. We've had magicians and mentalists on. It's very fun and creative and family friendly. This Saturday will be the festival. October 6th, we're going to have River Jam. It's the 6th River Jam, so we're right by Deep River. We're trying to grow that as well. Another free event, and it's just literally people playing music, and anybody can come and enjoy or play. So it's nice to have that kind of venue. The Fox Gallery phone number is 219-433-2660, and we're trying to raise our funds as well, so if anybody wants to call us or send us a message or an email, it's snkgeorgia@yahoo.com. Our Facebook page is www.facebook.com/The Fox Gallery. Or you can follow me on Instagram for Georgia5 or Georgia Fox Hatfield on Facebook. Send me a request and I'll accept it.
Wonderful. Now, do you offer classes and things like that at the gallery?
We are trying to grow that again.
Okay.
We have intermittently offered art classes. I would like to offer art classes on Monday, 6 to 7. But it's, again, it's a challenging thing because not everybody knows that we're there. Not everybody can afford it. We've even gone to the point of $5 an hour. I mean, I know it's ridiculously inexpensive, but I would rather offer my services for free and know that we can teach people art and have people coming in and growing and learning the art. We want to grow
and
the program.
especially in schools, it feels like the arts have been cut
Tremendously.
quite a bit. And
Tremendously.
that to me is so sad because I grew up, I love to draw, I love to paint, I was a musician, I played flute all through, elementary and high school and junior high and things like that. So I'm very passionate about the arts. I'm an actress. I just
Exposure
think it's
to the
phenomenal when
arts,
people can have that. It makes you smarter.
It grows, exactly. It grows your intellect, and it gives a tool and advantage to every child, because if they grow up and they can learn about music, theater, the fine arts, all of it, if they're exposed to it and get to experience it, then it makes them a well-rounded, better individual when they grow up. And what's happening, and when I taught in nonprofits in East Chicago, the children that were coming to the Boys and Girls Club there when I taught, I was the only exposure to art that they had. And there were days that I had 60 to 80 children. And believe me, I'm the only adult teaching to children from 6 to 18. And that volume of children, it boggles the mind.
It does.
But they were wonderful. They were grateful, and they were just...
They were open and receptive and wanting to do that.
Exactly. And they grew exponentially. Even after I left, what was amazing in that is I taught 100 children to crochet. It's a lost American art.
I want to learn to crochet.
I can teach you. I can teach you. But when I left there and was transitioned elsewhere, word came back to me that all the children I taught were continuing to teach one another, teach new teachers, and kept working on it. So that's extraordinary. Like, to me, that was the greatest gift.
You made a change in their life.
It meant more to me than anything, but it's necessary, and I think we're forgetting. I think everybody wants to think of different areas like Gary and East Chicago, and, I don't want to go there, it's dangerous. Yeah, but think about the children that are growing up there, and the
think
lack...
about how certain things can change that
Right.
perspective for them.
Exactly, and that opportunity to grow and become better people because they learned that skill. I mean, it means a lot to you that you had that exposure, because
Absolutely.
it feeds you even as an adult.
It feeds your soul. I mean,
Exactly.
learning things in your mind and everything is great, but to feed your soul is something you can't put a price on that.
Absolutely.
You really can't.
Absolutely.
And that's what I think the world is so sad in so many ways. And when you can create something beautiful or show somebody something beautiful and take their mind off of their everyday worries, their everyday whatever, and just sitting and crocheting is so relaxing, or painting, or just sitting and watching
Right.
somebody perform.
Right.
Is just, it does.
And I think you're hitting the nail on the head. I think that there's Mahatma Gandhi had said, "Be the change you want to see," and I feel like whether people are on one side politically or the other or somewhere in between, we can all meet through the arts, and we can all be more open and accepting. And if you're letting that light of who you are shine through, whether you're playing the flute, writing poetry, sharing some art, people are open and receptive. I mean, it opens a door, and I think we need to get back to that place where we're respectful and we're kind and we're loving and we're happier. Like, life is now. Like, we don't know what tomorrow brings, but life is now. Like, don't you want to leave a positive mark? And knowing that children learn to crochet, to me, more than anything I've ever done, that feeds my soul. That means something.
And knowing that you can do something that changes somebody's life in even a small little way. You never know.
Exactly. We're all ripples in that pond.
Absolutely.
So
one little drop in the water, and the
It
effect goes out and touches
exponentially goes
everyone.
out. Exactly.
Oh, I love that.
Exactly. It feeds me as well. So.
And then you were saying on the 6th you have something coming up?
Yeah, we have a small down home event called River Jam, and actually this is my good friend Gary Collins. He's internet famous, Gumbo, right?
Founder.
Yes. He is the founder of River Jam, and
Okay.
he's an electrician and a retired Harvey firefighter,
Oh, wonderful.
and served in the military. So go
Yes,
go
thank you,
military.
thank
We
you.
support everybody
Absolutely.
who serves. And Gary on his own also created like his own River Jam, and it kind of has grown beyond Gary. So like Fox Gallery, we're good friends. We take it over now, and it's still Gary's event, and it's October 6th, and it's just like a free like
Free event.
bonfire backyard barbecue.
And it's
from,
also at your
it's at my
gallery. Okay.
gallery. It's just like a simple like sort of party event. Anybody can come. It's 5 to 10. It's just simple. It's family friendly.
Potluck.
And yeah, it's a potluck. Bring
perfect.
snacks and just like relax. It's like a fall night, and come out and listen to live music for free. Like that's fabulous, and that's what we want people in the region to know, that we're there and that we do these sorts of events. We want to keep offering River Jam and the Art and Music Festival, but it's hard because it all costs money.
Sure.
But I want to let everybody know that our lineup on Saturday is 12 to 6. We're having an open mic, and I know that a half hour of that, we're already going to have Darren Helton. He's a local musician, and he's amazing, and he's going to perform a good set on that half hour, and we've got another half hour. Anybody can come and perform that wants to. From 1 to 2, we have a band called Matter. They're going to perform some very like otherworldly psychedelic music, and it is really something to experience. From 2 to 3, we've got John Hackler and friends, and one of the friends is Gumbo, Gary Collins,
Perfect.
and Tony Bourdais-Leon. She's a beautiful performer. She's beautiful and amazing voice. She's going to perform with him, and Tony Rivera is a local musician. And from 3 to 4, we're going to have Paul Ladendorf and friends. It's going to be Paul, probably Darren Helton, and possibly another friend or two of his will come in and perform with him. And Paul performs throughout the region at a nursing home, which is amazing, and he performs at some farmers markets and things like that. So all these performers, people can reach out to them and hire them for different events as well. Now, Joshua Michael Neal will be performing at Pivot Lounge, but I'm mentioning him specifically from 4 to 5 because every single festival Fox Gallery's had, all 8 festivals, Josh has performed at every single one.
Oh, that's great.
Now, Paul Ladendorf is a close second, and John Hackler is a close third. But we're real excited that Josh Michael Niels is coming back, and he's just so phenomenal. Now, 5 to 6, we're going to have Leland Medina with Philly and the Crew, and they're also phenomenal. I don't know what some of his upcoming events are, but I know that Leland and Philly and the Crew can be followed online on Facebook, and that they perform at local open mics, but they perform throughout the region and host their own open mics. So what I love is that all these amazing performers and artists that get paid to perform come and perform for us for no charge. Like, that's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
I wish that we could pay them all hundreds of dollars because they're worth it. They're amazing. But, you know, this is great that the community can come and experience these people and see how amazing they are and get to know them. Now, we have actual artists on site like myself, Barbara Lynn Kroc, Jesse Johnson, Kara Dokapul, Gary Collins. Rich McKinney will probably be there as well. He's a local artist. So people can come and see some of their work and their artwork. If they like something, they can buy it, but they can meet them and talk to them and get to see the work. And, you know, that's a huge deal because I want people to know that Fox Gallery is here, and I want them to know the names of the people and see the faces of the art that they see, the music that they hear, and that a lot of these people donate time and talent tirelessly for the 4-year period. And we're blessed.
Because they love it and they're passionate about it.
And they're passionate, and our region needs this.
Yes, they
it's
do.
something that we need as positive place. Something that I notice on our open mics on Friday is I have some younger kids that come in that are like, you know, the 19 to early 20 range. They're writing music, they're reading poetry, they're performing, or they're just congregating. And it's nice that young kids, as well as people that are, you know, in their 30s and 40s and 50s and 70s, you know, that all generations are kind of coming together under the roof. And that seasoned professional musicians like David Paul Bricker, Paul Ladendorf. I've watched seasoned artists turn and work with people like Gary Collins or with V. Marhal. She's one of the young musicians that comes, and she is phenomenal. She has the most extraordinary voice and gift. But it's nice to see this organic, natural, like, coming together of different generations and different levels of skills. And it's powerful. It's powerful. And
Now, open mics are every
Friday.
Every Friday from
7 to 11 p.m.
7 to 11.
It's a light potluck. It's a $5 cover charge. I often tell people when you see the volume of food that you can choose from, if you go to McDonald's on $5, it's not
Well
healthy,
spent.
number one.
Right.
It'll probably kill you. But you don't get a lot of food. But here you get all this like communion with friends. You make friends. And I find a lot of people will come regularly. And people are welcome to come and go as they choose. You know, we're happy to have every age level and family friendly. You know, it's focused on that. So,
I think that's phenomenal.
yeah, we're excited. We're
Yeah.
excited.
Now, do you have to call in advance to say you're going to come
No.
play or perform, or you just
No.
show up
You
and
just show up.
bring your banjo or your
Bring-
ukulele or
Bring
whatever?
anything, you know, your voice. We have on site, we have a PA system, we have microphones, we have a xylophone of all things.
Oh, my.
We have keyboards, we have a drum kit, or you can be acoustic. So we have everything, but I would love to see, and we've had rap. Like Jesse Johnson was the first to come in and rap, so that was awesome. But I would love to see like a dance performance. Like, I'm a dancer my whole life, and I love Gloria, who was just on earlier, Gloria Tui with
the
Indiana
ballet,
Ballet
yes.
Theater. Like, I would love to see more of that as well. I would love to see even somebody do a dramatic reading. I want the door to be open for anything creative. You know, G-rated but family friendly.
Family friendly,
But
yes.
creative, you know. So, you know, it's growing. It's growing, and we
So
want.
if you're a comedian out there, or you want to,
Yeah.
dip your toe in the water and see what it's
Absolutely.
like, come on out and do it. You know,
Absolutely.
if you just like to play for yourself, but you'd like to, maybe share that gift with other people,
Right.
go on out there and do it.
Right, and that's what we're there for. And, you know, the thing, too, with my gallery, anybody that comes out, if you have upcoming things you're doing or events, bring it. I'll promote it. I promote it on my page. I have multiple pages. I have a Fox Gallery page. I have the Georgia Hatfield Artists and Photography page. I have Georgia Fox Hatfield page. And I have multiple online media presence that I will share and support anybody and any artistic
that's
endeavor.
lovely.
So, but come, share, and bring your cards, bring your flyers. We want to promote it. We want to have people, be interactive as well. So we're excited.
Oh, that's phenomenal. Now, if they come out to the gallery just to come out to the gallery, they're going to see a lot of different artwork and things. Is it available for purchase, or is it just something like when you go to the Art Institute and you just see the pictures and that's it?
No. 99.9% of it is for purchase.
Okay.
I have had on a few occasions, like I had a 15-year-old girl. It was her first experience showing in a gallery, and she had amazing work. She actually lives in Valpo, by the way. Lovely young lady, and we showed her work for 2 months just because she wanted it, but we wouldn't sell it because she didn't want to sell. And I'm open to that. I'm totally open to that. You don't have to sell, but if somebody does, if an artist comes, it's a 30% commission to the gallery, 70% to the artist. But, I have an artist, for instance, Rich McKinney. We just sold a piece of his. And the gallery gets 30%. If you look at that artist has been in my gallery for like maybe a year and a half, and that's the first piece we sold. Like, okay, the gallery gets $37. When you think about the rent, the NIPSCO, all the things that go behind the
sure.
scenes, like we are truly passionate about the arts. It's not about the other stuff. But we want people to come out and recognize the artist, to see the artist and, buy their work. Because as soon as Rich got that paycheck, he immediately left the gallery to buy more canvases. So, as it says here on this little flyer that I brought, I mean, when you buy from an artist, you enable them to go out and create more. And it's so meaningful. I had an artist friend, I think Cesar Conde, I think is his last name. He just recently posted online Laquan McDonald, he did a portrait of him and he had 16 irises. And it's like such a powerful political piece. No matter what side you're on, like art can open the door across the board to have a dialogue on everything.
Absolutely.
From substance abuse to what's happening in our community to racism to sexism, you name it. Right now, I've been blessed. I have about 28 of my works in a solo show at the Hammond Public Library.
Oh,
That's going
wonderful.
from now, September 6th to November 2nd. Like, there's 9 of a 12 in a series that's called Love Rules that I did. And when we talk about sexism and racism and violence and all this sort of bullying and toxic things that are going on, the Love Rules series for me developed that here I am as an adult, people were bullying me and being horrible to me, and I was seeing very bad stuff going on everywhere, and it was disheartening. And my response was to turn inward, and I created 12 works of art, all different, but all tied together because love is in the theme. The seed gets planted that whether somebody experiences sexism or racism or bullying, that you can grow from that experience, that you can rise above it and do better, be the change you want to see, that there's hope for tomorrow, that even if something bad happened to you, that you can turn it around and let it be a positive. And you can go forth and be kinder and nicer. And like, there's something to be said about opening a door for somebody and holding it. Like,
Absolutely.
it's common courtesy, but like, imagine what that means to those people when you don't know what their day was, but
Exactly.
the smile.
That's what I always say. You
the
don't
kindness.
know what shoes that person's walking in.
Exactly.
They could have just been having the most awful day of their life, I know. And one little thing can change all of that, can put a smile on their face, can make their heart open up and bloom, and I think that's amazing.
Absolutely.
Georgia, thank you so much for being on the
thank you.
show. Everybody, we are going to put all the information about the show that's coming up, this Art and Music Festival, this coming Saturday, up on our site. And as well, you can go onto Facebook, go to the Fox Gallery, or just look for Georgia Fox Hatfield on there, and
We'll
you
share
can
it.
find out all the information. And we can't thank you enough for coming out.
Thank you. It's
Thank you
it's a
very much.
blessing to me and all other artists when we get to come on and talk about our work.
Wonderful.
Thanks for having
Thank
us.
you. Thank you so much.
All right, well, we're going to do a quick station break, and then we will be right back. Hi, everybody. I am here with Warren Ellis, and he is the director of The Man Who Came to Dinner, which is opening this Friday at Genesius Guild. And so I'd like to welcome you, Warren, to our
Thank
show. So tell us, what made you decide this was the show that you wanted to direct?
Well, I've never really directed a large cast, and this is with I myself. I'm doing a little cameo at the end. So there's 24 people
Oh, wow. That's
that
a
are
large
portraying
cast.
that are portraying 30 characters. We
Okay.
have some double people playing double characters. So I thought doing a larger one. I've been this is really my fourth directing a full-length play, my fourth time. So I did Dial M for Murder last year here, and then back in the 80s, I did at West Side High School, I did A Raisin in the Sun in Gary, and then at Thornton Fractional North in Cal City, I did MASH. That was 82 and 84 or so.
Okay.
But I taught speech and drama for 12 years at Westside and Gary, so I did a lot of lab productions and things like that too.
Sure. Now, what made you choose this particular show? Does it have any
Well,
kind of a special?
Actually, the guild chooses
Purpose
the
to-
show first, and then the director comes.
Oh, okay. So you didn't
guild-
propose
the
this to
guild-
the guild or anything?
No, I
They
didn't
just
propose
chose.
this to the
Okay.
guild. They just chose this one, and I was willing to, direct it. So.
Wonderful. So tell us a little bit about the process for auditions and everything, and how you go about picking the people that you want for the show.
We had auditions. As a matter of fact, we had auditions in this room, and they would put down, they filled out an audition sheet for us, and they would put down who they were trying out for, and we always ask them if they're interested in another part, because you never know.
Correct.
You only one person can play one part, right?
Exactly. And somebody might be
And-
great for a part, and then somebody else
Comes
auditions,
along,
and they come
and-
along, and well, maybe the person that they're supposed to be matched up with, and you realize that
It's
those
not-
people aren't going to
it's
match
not
up.
gonna
right.
match.
So we got to
Right.
find another
So
place
you gotta
for
find
them.
another
Yeah.
way to do things. That's right. And really, one thing that kind of scared me was hoping we had enough people to try out. Now, Dial M for Murder had 7 characters on stage, and we had one guy try out and 2 girls.
Oh wow.
So we were looking for people, and I
Sure.
thought, oh my God, 24 people we're going to need. Well, we ended up turning away one lady and 2 guys.
Well,
So
you
we
have a
went
phenomenal
over.
cast.
But-
I'll tell
they
you
are.
that.
You couldn't have asked for a better bunch of people. They're doing
Absolutely.
great. They're doing really good.
So tell us a little bit about the show. What can we expect to see for those 5 people in the world who haven't seen the movie?
Okay, the play premiered on Broadway in 1939, and it takes place there. And if you look at the cast list, the only name that I recognized, and a lot of the kids today wouldn't recognize, Mary Wicks.
Oh, okay.
She was the nurse, Miss Preen.
Yes.
And then in the
Well,
movie,
Betty Davis was in the movie.
she was the movie, and she was the
Yes.
only name I recognized in the movie, and she played Maggie Cutler, who was the lead's secretary.
Correct.
But what happens is Sheridan Whiteside is a TV personality, radio. I mean, TV hasn't been invented yet.
That's true.
He's a radio personality, and he goes on an annual lecture tour. And people are always bugging him to go to places and have dinner, his sponsors and stuff. It'll look good. Well, in this little town of Masalia, Ohio, he goes to the Stanley's house to have dinner with them. And he slips on steps. This is in wintertime. He slips on steps and fractures his hip.
Oh, no.
So he is forced to recuperate in their home. And the play opens. He's been there almost 2 weeks. He's taken over the library. The library is now his domain. And when he emerges, he takes over the living room. He takes over the phone. He says, you can't come through this room anymore. And the wife says, well, how are we supposed to get to our rooms upstairs? You got a back entrance? And she says, yes. He goes, we'll use that. So, I mean, he just takes over the whole household.
So he's one of those people that little saying about house guests are like fish. After 3 days, they start to
There
stink.
you go. There you go.
Kind
I
of
like
the same thing.
And throughout the play, things happen. I don't want to give too much
Oh, no,
away.
we don't
The
want to give it away.
secretary falls in love with a local newspaper man, and Sheridan Whiteside brings in his actress friend Lorraine Sheldon to break it up. And then his friend, an actor from England named Beverly Carlton, comes to visit, and he does a perfect impersonation of the lord in England that she's in love with. So Maggie gets him to make a phone
no.
call, and so you can see it's little twists and
yeah.
turns. And I don't want to give too much away, but it's a very it's a very funny play, and it's time tested. It's just not one. I know they have said that they wanted to do it in present day, but you really can't do it in present day because he wouldn't be convalescing in a home. He'd be in a hospital or a rehab center or something.
Sure.
So it's
He'd be a YouTube star or something instead of a radio
anybody who
personality.
comes is going to enjoy it. And even as part of my little speech to introduce it, I'm going to say, once you've seen it, you tell your friends and your family about it and your neighbors, because they're going to want to come. And I said, you might want to come back, because it's a really good show.
I'm really excited to come and see it. I've got a lot of friends in the cast.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Anything
It is.
else you would like to tell our audience?
Well, the one thing we like about the show is this is a community theater. And this show is truly a community. 11 different cities are represented by the cast, 3 counties,
Wow.
and 2 states. 2 of our actors, one is from Chicago Heights, Illinois, and the other's from Lansing, Illinois. So
Well, there you
to
go.
me, it's truly a community theater. And there are people that have been in other things in Northwest Indiana with other companies, but there are a few people that have never been on the Genesis stage, and then we have a few people that have been in a lot of things on the
Right.
Genesius. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. But just come and see it. It's going to be a great show. It's gonna be a
Wonderful.
great show.
And let's go ahead and let everybody know that it as the Genesius Guild, which is located at the First United Methodist Church at 6636 Homan Avenue in Hammond. It is being performed on September 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and again the next weekend, the 28th, 29th, and 30th. Friday and Saturday shows are at 8 p.m. Sundays are at 3. Adult tickets are $12. Seniors, which is 55 and over, are $10. And students 18 and under are $10.
And we do have industry night where people they can come with a program with their name in it from another theater or something,
Oh,
and they'll
wonderful.
get in for 10.
Oh,
instead of paying the
excellent. So
adult
all
price.
of our other
I'm not sure which night
Nediff
that
and
is. I should have
community
brought that
theater
with me. Right.
people can get on there. Well, you can go to their Facebook page, which is
And you can-
Genesius Guild on Facebook, and you
Right.
can get all the information off the posters and everything
You
that
sure
are there.
can.
And if you want to call and reserve some tickets, that phone number is 219-614-6835. Thank you, Warren,
Thank
so
you
much.
so
We're
much.
excited to come and see the show. and
I'm looking forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. All right. Well, joining me now are Amy Johnson Sobek and Ray Huntington, and they are playing Bert Jefferson, I believe, and Lorraine Sheldon.
Yes.
Okay, so Amy, tell us about this character
Oh
you
my
play.
gosh.
She's
She
a
is so
beautiful
much
Hollywood
fun.
starlet.
Oh, she was so much fun. When I read for the part, there was a voice that came out of me that I don't even know where it came from. She's dramatic. She does have heart. Just a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And the costumes are driving me crazy, but it's a lot of fun.
And what made you want to try out for this part particularly?
Actually, I walked into the tryouts trying out for Maggie.
Oh, okay.
And then I read for Lorraine, and as I said, I'm like, oh my gosh, where did that come from? And that was it.
That was it.
That was it. I thought she was just such a sexy and spicy character, and yeah.
And she meets this gentleman over here.
Yeah, she does. But he doesn't know that, I'm going after him.
Right, yeah, I'm not aware of the ploy,
Aha.
as it were. It's a little subplot there.
Well, tell us about your character.
I'm playing Bert Jefferson. He is a newspaper, he's a journalist for the Massillon Journal in town, and he's just a kind of your typical Midwestern small town guy, but he's completely naive of the whole Hollywood glamour and things like that. So he kind of gets caught up in that unknowingly, and he gets kind of caught up in Mr. Whiteside's plots and everything like that. And yeah, he has no idea that Lorraine Sheldon is kind of using him to kind of divert him away from Maggie and things like that. But I think that he also kind of sees things a little bit differently than everybody else. I think he kind of sees through Whiteside's facade, and he certainly sees through Maggie's, and he kind of sees the true nature of people. So, but he's still kind of naive in a lot of respects too. So it's a lot of fun, actually.
Yeah. So are you excited for opening night?
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about you. Now, I know you have done community theater for quite a while.
I've done community theater. My last role was totally opposite of this. I was juror number 3 on 12 Angry Jurors at Footlight. It was in the middle of all that blizzard.
Yes.
I got to pull a switchblade on Diamondback. Oh yeah. So it was totally opposite. This is such a fun, spicy role, and juror number 3 was very, very intense, and it gave me a headache every night.
Do you find that's part of what you love about doing theater, is
Oh, I
getting to
love
be
it.
so many different people?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I love meeting new people, and you know, I'm single, so it gets me out of the house. I don't have any kids at home, so this fills that gap. for
And when
me,
you're
it's
not
so
doing
important.
community theater, what are you doing?
Let's see. I'm a nurse. I'm intermediate critical care, so I do that. Make Christmas wreaths, take care of my house. That's about it.
Okay. And tell us about you a little bit and your background in theater and everything.
Yeah, I started out in theater in high school, and it was I ended up doing theater all through college and everything like that. And it's kind of what I wanted to be when I grew up, but then life had other plans and things like that. So it's I took a 20-some year break, and I started acting again last year in Legally Blonde. Over at the Marion Theater Guild.
Oh, at Marion.
Yeah, in Whiting.
You did the one in Marion.
Yeah.
They just did it, I know, at Memorial Opera House.
Oh,
too,
okay.
so.
Yeah. We did it over at Marion last.
With my
last
friend
year.
Mary.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then I ended up auditioning for Godspell here with the Genesius Guild, and then doing another show with Genesius Guild. And I love working. Especially in this guild, it's such a great, tight group. It's like a family. It's
Isn't
another
it
second
fun?
family.
It
Yeah.
is.
And he's
Yeah,
such a
wonderful.
natural. Oh my God.
So when you're not doing community theater, what are you doing?
Well, working, but usually I'm trying to. Well, right now I'm getting a team together for Light the Night. I'm a Hodgkin's lymphoma survivor, actually recurring Hodgkin's lymphoma survivor. So I have nothing but love for nurses and anybody in the medical field, but especially nurses. They are
I have a brother that survived leukemia, and my mother unfortunately succumbed to leukemia. But I have
sorry to hear
a
that,
very
but-
big thing about
No,
Light
that's
the Night
wonderful.
and the
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and
that's
that's
a great
coming up and
organization.
everything. So.
Good for you.
Yeah, so yeah.
Well, if you need somebody to sponsor you, let me know.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I'll be hitting everybody.
Absolutely. Well, you guys, thank you so much. We're really excited to come out and see you. And we just talked about when it's running and everything like that. So, any parting words you want to leave to the audience? Any-
Come see
Yeah,
us.
come see the show.
Come see us.
It's gonna be a great
It's
time, I
hysterical.
guarantee it. Yeah.
God, Dean Johansson, Whiteside.
Yeah. Amazing.
Woo! I told them, I said, you've got to go out for this role, and I'm so glad. So
Perfect.
glad.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so
Awesome.
much for joining us.
Thank you.
Really
Yeah, thank
appreciate
you.
it. We
Good to
will-
see you
We'll
again.
be coming out and seeing the show.
Oh, I can't wait.
Awesome.
I know. I'm excited. Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you.
Hi, well now joining us we have Dean Johansson and Maggie Reister. Dean is playing the part of Mr. Whiteside, Sheridan Whiteside, who the one that falls and gets owied and
Yep.
breaks a hip or something like
Yeah,
that.
well, that's what he wants everyone to believe.
Oh, plot twist, plot
Yeah.
twist.
Yellow brawl, right?
That's right.
And that was played by Monty Woolley in the movie
Yes.
in 1942.
Yes,
The
and
very
Nathan Lane
handsome.
in the Broadway
Yes,
show.
the redoing of that.
Right.
And then we have Maggie playing Maggie.
Playing Maggie.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
Maggie
tough.
Cutler.
Maggie Cutler.
And that was the beautiful Betty
Betty
Davis
Davis.
in the
Yes.
movie. Pretty snazzy. So tell us a little bit about your character.
Well, he is pompous, I guess.
Pompous.
No.
He's Falstaffian. The world revolves around Sheridan Whiteside. Everyone should be at his beck and call. His word is law, and he's never wrong.
Oh my gosh, it sounds so much like me.
Exactly. See, you could play Sheridan.
But he expects everyone to wait on him hand and foot.
Mm-hmm.
And in the background, he's got all these machinations going on, with Maggie's love life, trying to derail that, and some of the other things. You'll see that he's he's the type of guy who he doesn't want to see anyone who doesn't have him as the center of their universe. So he will try to derail anything they can because it's all about him. But in the end, you know, you see that he does have a heart and, you know, shows it towards Maggie. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
very nice. Maggie, tell us about your character.
Oh, well, Maggie Cutler's all about supporting Sheridan Whiteside.
As it should be.
She's a professional, but it's been quite a life. You know, nobody's had the fun we've had. She's gotten to meet all the characters, great figures of the time, because Sheridan Whiteside is the center of the universe. Every famous person from Hollywood, or in just about any other walk of life, like Professor Metz, you know, the bug world, they all come to visit him, or call him, or drop in, or send him presents, like mummy cases. and I juggle all of that, so he completely depends on me. That's why he's
Now
so
you're his
upset.
personal secretary.
I'm his personal secretary.
She's my girl Friday.
Yep. I take dictation. I manage the people flow most of the time. Sometimes he gets in the way. He overrides me.
But she's the one person in his world who won't put up with his guff, you know.
Okay.
She's
No,
not
I don't.
starstruck, you know. She's like, okay,
I know
yeah, all
him.
right, fine.
I know
You know
him
him inside and out.
inside
That's
and
right.
out. Yep.
That's right.
I know his tricks. I've seen him take advantage of people. I've seen him think 3 steps ahead. I've seen him play tricks. I know it all. But then there's a little fly in the ointment because I fall in love. I've
Uh-oh.
been happily independent, having a great life, having a great career, pretty non-traditional for 1939. And then I fall in love. Ass over teacups for the local newspaper man.
It's just delayed puberty.
Yes. No, I think this is really it.
Okay.
And of course, but it was a day of limited options. So you fall in love, you get married, you quit working. At least that's how she saw it.
Right.
I mean,
And that's not how he saw it.
in my version,
can't-
that would just be silly. Why would
He
you quit
cannot
working?
understand why she would give up the great of the world to settle down in a small town in Ohio.
Yeah.
He just can't wrap his arms
Right.
around
Yeah,
He
it.
well,
can't
she
fathom
probably
that.
can't
Right.
either. You know, it'll all change after it happens. But for the 2 hours of the play, she's still thinking this is it. I marry him, and my life will be wrapped around him.
Right.
So we fall in love, and that freaks him out. It freaks him out. You can't leave me. Like, this can't change. And he puts in motion a series of events to stop me from marrying Mr. Jefferson. And then that's the plot. And that's the plot. That's all the conflict, and I'm not too happy with it about it's a complete betrayal. It's a complete betrayal.
Okay.
I can't believe I ever trusted him, and so that you'll see that Maggie and Whiteside come to just about come to blows.
Oh, all right. So another exciting reason to come and see this show.
Yes.
And then the ultimate transformation.
And you'll see a great cast.
Yeah, I was just going to say, tell us a little bit about our
Great
cast here.
cast.
Wonderful people. I mean,
There's-
I know half of the people at least, if not
well, there's so
more.
many of them.
Yes.
You just talked with Amy and Ray.
Right.
They play, well, Ray is, of course, Maggie's love
Ray is
interest.
Mr. Jefferson,
And
my
Lorraine is the
boyfriend.
one who I entail to get,
The
break
Hollywood
them up.
starlet,
Exactly.
yes.
But then we've got just the supporting cast who play, the Stanley family,
Right.
The butler and the maid,
Yeah,
just
Jonas Creed and
exactly,
all of them.
exactly.
Yes,
The doctor,
characters, Banjo,
just
and
just a,
Beverly,
Yes.
and
just a wonderful supporting cast.
Right.
We've all worked very hard because with a cast as big as this
Oh,
one,
yeah.
it's important that everybody's on time. There are a lot of scenes in this play where the action is just nonstop, and the
Nonstop.
timing is so important. And I think this cast really brings it home.
It
Wonderful.
seemed like a long rehearsal schedule when we started.
It was a
But-
long
and
rehearsal
it is,
schedule.
And it is, but the benefit has been that the ensemble has really come together beautifully,
Great.
and we're ready.
Yeah.
It is a beautiful show. It
We've
really
been
is.
rehearsing
It's a-
since June.
If you like comedy, if you like old-fashioned shows with clever dialogue and fast pace, you'll like The Man Who Came to Dinner.
Excellent. And I know that both of you have been doing community theater for quite a while, and I know we've all worked together
Yes.
on
Yes,
shows and
yes,
everything.
many
So when
years.
you're not doing community theater, what is it that you do, Dean?
Well, in addition to slaving away as an IT manager for Allstate, I enjoy bicycling. I'm on the board of the Hammond Community Theater as well, so when I can attend those meetings, I'm there for that. Yeah, that's pretty much. This eats up a lot of my time. It really does.
Maggie, what about you?
Yes,
when you're not
I'm
doing
also
this?
employed. I announced this morning I do financial planning for cowards because so many people who deal with money, I'm a financial advisor, who deal with money are embarrassed that they haven't saved enough, or they're ashamed, they don't understand money or what it does for them, or how to do
Yeah, I'm
planning.
there too.
I mean it's probably most of the world. So I help people get control of that part of their life, so
Awesome.
they feel more confident. I'm also serve on several boards, my church board and the NEJF, the Northwest Indiana
Right.
Excellence in Theater Board. So I'm pretty busy. I'm married and I got grandkids too. So
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, for our audience out there, we want everyone to come out. Again, we will just reiterate again. It's at the Genesius Guild, which is located inside the First United Methodist Church at 6636 Homan Avenue here in Hammond. The shows are this coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is opening weekend.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then next weekend, the 28th, 29th, and 30th, Friday and Saturday shows are at 8 p.m., Sunday at 3. And again, if you want to call and reserve tickets, which I highly recommend because this is such a great show and I'm pretty sure it'll probably sell out as quickly as possible, give them a call at 219-614-6835. Dean and Maggie, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you
I will
for
see
having
you
us.
sometime in the next 2 weekends because we're going to come out and see the show, and I hope a lot of people out in the audience are going to come out and see
Looking
it
forward
too.
to seeing you.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you
All right.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, everybody. That is it for the Genesius Guild, The Man Who Came to Dinner. That's coming up soon, and we will be back in a few minutes.